everybody, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you guys can tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about my current favorite albums for the month of July 2020. This has been a series on my channel since 2017. I used to do this kind of frequently. Like, it's actually a folder on my channel. I think it's just called my current favorite albums. And yeah, I've been doing this since 2017 where, you know, months where I was listening to a lot of new music, I would talk about it and I would share from 2 to 4 albums that I've been loving. And I don't know when this series kind of just died. I guess like the last time I did it was sometime in 2018 and then I just never did it again until now. But I am still always, you know, trying to find new music. So I figured I should bring this series back because I really enjoy doing it. It's also really fun for me to look back on and be like, oh, you know, July of 2016, I really love the Pigeon Detectives. You know, like it's fun for me to look back on. So yeah, it's been a running series on my channel, and like I said, I'm excited to be bringing it back because I love sharing new music with you guys. So today I'm going to share with you 4 albums that I have been currently loving this past month of July. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first album I'm going to be talking about today is Ley Lines by Floor. I hope I'm saying that right. I've really been obsessed with Floor like the past maybe 2 months, I think, maybe even 3, but I've really been loving this album by them. This album came out in 2019. They're like a chill, kind of atmospheric band. So I definitely love to play this when I'm doing work. The chill songs are really nice for the summer, and you know, like it's good to play while you're just driving or relaxing by the pool. And I actually found out about them because last summer we had 2 songs by them. We had Dancing Around and Slow Motion from this album on our Journey CD. I think it was like some summer CD, so maybe June or July of last year. And so I added those songs and I had been listening to those songs all year. And then this summer I was like, hey, I really like those 2 songs. Maybe I should check out the rest of the album. And I did, and I've really been loving it. Like it started out as, okay, like this is good kind of background music while I'm working, you know. But now I'm like very into it, you know, I know all the words. I love the album. It's quite a long album. I mean, I think there's like at least 12 or maybe just 11 songs. It's a long album, so it's really nice to put on, like I said, when you're doing work or just chilling by the pool because it has really good vibes. It's very easy to just have as nice background music. So I really like it, and I don't know exactly what else like it reminds me of. I think they're very unique. Maybe like the more chill side of the 1975. I don't know, they're really unique. I definitely encourage you guys to check them out, or at least check out my 3 favorite songs from this album, which are Dancing Around, Slow Motion, and Money. I love those songs, and I definitely want to continue to get into their other album and their other music because I really like it. And I've just been trying to also just diversify my music taste and be aware of more bands that aren't pop punk, that are, you know, maybe more indie or hardcore and stuff like that. So I really like them, and I definitely want to get more into them. The next album I've been loving, speaking of pop punk, is Nella Vida by Grayscale. Now this came out in 2019 and it definitely took me a little bit to get into. It was only an honorable mention for my top albums of 2019. It did not make the cut for the top 5, and I wouldn't have changed anything now that I like it more, but that definitely goes to show it did take me a bit to get into. I actually saw Grayscale when they went on tour for this album back in February. And like I, you know, was listening to it in preparation for that show. I was getting more into their other songs in terms of I was learning them, but I wasn't super crazy about that album still. Like I still was really excited to hear stuff from Adornment and some of their older stuff. But I don't know what it is, but like this summer, I have just been bopping that album so much. I think because a lot of the songs give me such good vibes and kind of remind me of summer. For example, Painkiller Weather, it opens with breeze is perfect, mind is floating, high is coming on, and it just makes you want to like drive with the windows down, and like I just want to dance. It just reminds me of summer. You know, like I think a lot of songs on this album are very summery to me. They're also very positive. There's songs like Young, Baby Blue, and Violet, like just bops. And I think it just took me a little bit to understand and really appreciate this album. And I really do have to give them props because they experimented a lot with this album. And at first, I think that was part of the reason why it took me a bit to get into it, but now I really appreciate the new things they tried. My favorite songs from the album are Painkiller Weather, Old Friends, and In My Arms. For example, I've talked about this song before, In My Arms sounds like a 1975 song, and it's great. I love it. It's a great summer bop, and I just love that they experimented with synths, because I would not have guessed they would have done anything like that after they released Adornment, so I do have to give Grayscale some props for this album. It's definitely grown on me this summer. The third album that I've been listening to a lot lately is actually not a full album, it's just an EP, but I was definitely going to include it on here because it's very different for me, and that is Shiquito by Cuco. I hope I'm saying his name right. I don't know if it's like Cuco, I think it's Cuco, I'm guessing. This EP came out in 2018, and I've heard of Cuco from a friend, and we also had one of the songs from this EP on our Journeys CD earlier this year, like January or February. And the song came on and I was like, oh, this is like a neat song. And then I noticed it was Cuco and I was like, okay, like I'm kind of vibing. But it still took me months to actually like listen to the rest of the EP, even though I liked that song. So it really wasn't until about a month ago that I gave the rest of the EP a listen, which has 6 songs on it. And I just really like it. He's definitely not pop punk. I mean, if you're familiar with his stuff, it's, I don't know, it's kind of trippy. There's a lot of really cool sounds he uses in his songs. He raps, he also sings a bit. It's a bit more electronic and pop. I feel like he's one of those artists that can't exactly be boxed into one genre, which is, I think, why I really like it. My favorite songs from the EP are Don't Make Me Fall in Love, Summertime High Time, because it just has so many cool and trippy sounds, and I just need to get high and listen to that song because it's really, really cool. And then my third favorite is CRV. And another thing I really like about this EP is I love the way the songs all flow together and seem to go together. Like there are specific sounds and beats that are present in every song on the EP, which I think is so cool. So please, if you're gonna listen to this, listen to it in order and really appreciate the sounds and the lyrics because I think they're really good. And finally, the last album that I have been jamming to this month is Honeymoon by Beach Bunny. I'm sure if you're like into indie, you probably know them and know this album. I'm a little late to the Beach Bunny hype train. This album came out this year and definitely a potential contender for year-end list because I really like it. It's their debut full-length album. It has 9 songs on it, so it is kind of a shorter album. We had one of Beach Bunny's songs on at Journeys as well. We had Dream Boy on, I think in February, and same sort of thing, like it caught my ear. I was like, okay, like this kind of sounds like Jetty Bones. And now after listening to the rest of the album recently, they definitely remind me of Jetty Bones. I think a little bit of a heavier version of Jetty Bones. They're a bit more rock, but you guys know I love Jetty Bones. They are my favorite female fronted band. And I think if you like Beach Bunny, you'll probably like Jetty Bones and vice versa because I've been playing this album nonstop when I want something that still has rock elements but has that female vocals, and some of the songs are very almost like lullaby-ish, which I really like. Many of the songs on the album are about love and relationships, and they're super relatable, which is why I think that a lot of people have fallen in love with Beach Bunny and this album because, like I said, a lot of relatable lyrics there. And I also recently found out they're from Chicago, which I didn't know, and I actually knew that they were in Chicago in the beginning of the year. I think they had a show there. I knew some people that went. I obviously wasn't a fan then, so I didn't know about the show or I wasn't planning on going, but I didn't even know that like that's their hometown. So definitely, you know, when concerts come back, I would love to see them live. I think it'd be really fun, especially in Chicago. My favorite songs from the album are Dream Boy, Rear View, and Cuffing Season. But there you guys go. Those are the 4 albums that I have been loving recently this month and really just mostly this summer, but definitely in July I've been bopping all of these albums on the daily. Let me know down below in the comments what albums you guys have been bopping recently. It can be this month, it could even just be this summer because like I said, I'm always looking for new music and I feel like I haven't necessarily talked about the new music that I've been liking recently, and I always want to keep you guys up to date and informed. So please comment down below, let me know some artists that you guys think I would like, or just tell me what you guys have been bopping recently. And if you guys like any of these albums, tell me your favorite songs off them. I'm curious, I'd love to know. But other than that, if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!